for the best. Patrons, I already apologize if this is a shitty recording. But, you know, it's what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Not happy, not happy, not happy. I don't know why. That's the part I'm not happy about. Nothing is... Hold on, let me... Go here. We'll go to channels. We'll go... Oop, not that channel. Go to USB. Go to level. Give me 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, you're in the right levels. Presets, none. I don't know, everything's the same. I didn't change anything, but everything's fucking up.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets.
All right, we gotta wait for Cranky to get through his ads. Fucking bullshit. It's not one of the things I thought that I was gonna have to adjust.
Dude, do you know who Craig Carton is?
No.
He used to be the FAN.
Is he the milk guy?
No. He used to be the WFAN morning guy with Boomer.
Okay.
He got fired and thrown in jail for fraud.
Fair enough.
And, you know, wire fraud, and apparently he had a huge gambling problem and all that kind of shit. So FS1 is now giving him a show.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently I think FAN is going to put him on a 3-game series with Susan Waldman as the play-by-play guy.
Not going to put him on the glass.
And I'm like, you know what? This guy was a douchebag to begin with.
Right.
Now he's just going to be even more insufferable because, you know, certain people are just fucking Teflon Don. And I don't mean to throw this into it, but if he was a black guy who was convicted for fraud and all that stuff,
yeah,
he wouldn't be getting this shit. Plus, he sucks at what he does.
Well, that's a bad thing.
But now...
Being a shitty person's one thing. Being bad at your job is another.
But now he's going to have a show on FS1, I guess. And I guess the co-host is going to now be Michelle Beadle.
Really?
I always liked Michelle Beadle. I don't know.
It's not her fault she's a co-host.
I wouldn't know why she would team up with a piece of shit like him.
No idea. All right.
There's no reason to talk to Anthony and Imran have been led that way.
All right. Guess right now we should start the show.
Yeah, you know, we might as well. Like I said, I've got this awful chill that I can't shake. Thankfully, this is always the warmest room in the house, so hopefully I'll be heated up by the time we're done.
Yes.
I feel like I got a frog in the throat.
Oh, did you add into the intro a Fresh in Peace?
Yes, I figured that was the first.
Okay. Yes, that is
the article that you sent me.
All right. Well, then I'm going to give you a 5-inch tree. Woo's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you a Fresh in Peace, a benefit concert, Snoop and the Olympics, no gas face this time, summertime round 2, hip-hop theme songs, and we'll check out new music from our new Artist of the Month. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
All you kids want to get on and shit.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
I'll be damned. At the count of 3, I want
Gonna tell me the name of my DJ. 1, 2, 3.
And now, here's your hosts, Bill Winters and Mr. Throwback Thursday himself, Jamie Robinson.
And a happy welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 548. Your two favorite idiots bringing you all the hip hop news that there is to bring you. And under the guise of just complete bullshittery today between technical issues and health issues. But we are here. We are going to persevere. And then I'm going to go watch Flavor Flav and Snoop Dogg at the Olympics later on. Bill up in New York, Jamie down in Virginia. How are you, my friend?
I am well. We're not going to get deep into it, but you're not boycotting the Olympics?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. I was muted and coughing up a lung.
I said, we're not going to get into reasons. I said, but you're not boycotting the Olympics like I've seen on the internet?
No. And the reason why is because I'm not super reactionary and I know my history.
Good enough.
And I know that none of what happened in the opening ceremony had anything to do with the Last Supper. It was more of a celebration of Dionysus.
Yeah.
From Greek mythology.
Yeah. Where the Olympic Games started. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all the people who think it had something to do with the Last Supper, I've got something for you to eat. Eat a dick.
Eat your Last Supper.
Eat a big bag of baby dicks. How's that?
A bowl of chode. Yeah.
Yes, and like it. But no, I am going to go watch Flavor Flav be the hype man that he is for the women's water polo team. I'm going to go watch. How ironic was it that Snoop was a torchbearer and the one year the torch looked like a fucking joint?
Yep. I believe that was done when they found out. Snoop's going to be involved? We got this.
I mean, that's what Janelle said when she saw it. She's like, is there a reason the Olympic torch looks like a joint this year? And then she saw Snoop and said, there you go.
That's why, That's why, Gus.
That's why, Gus. She can't talk. She can't walk a flight of steps. I never understood why he had a speech impediment when he did his uncle or his father. It was his father talking about his Uncle Gus and his Aunt Bunny. Oddly enough, Janelle has an Aunt Bunny. So
nice.
We have our standard lineup of hip hop headlines, including a very, very late Fresh in Peace that came in as we record, like less than
yesterday?
24 hours ago. I mean, I got it from you as we were leaving because I went to that debacle of a baseball game at Citi Field yesterday.
As most of them are.
Not lately. It
No, I know.
And you know what? I said to Janelle as we're walking back to the car, I said, they never win when I come here. And she looks at me, she goes, well, we could have saved a whole fucking bunch of money. And I said, yeah, I know.
We went to back-to-back preseason games one year, and the Mets lost both of those, didn't they?
Yes. That was against the Yankees.
It was, yeah.
That was the first time I ever drove my car in the Bronx.
Oh, I recall.
Me, you, and Mike Clark, who had to pee on the thruway on the way home. I remember stopping the car and pretending to look under the hood because I was pretending something was wrong with it in case a damn... Oh, Ty is in the house.
Welcome.
Man, that's...
Ty, did you know that Cool Kim was in fucking Newport News yesterday? Did he get a hold of you? Because his ass did not get a hold of me, and I was kind of irritated about that.
So, I usually only go when we're visitors. Yes.
Yeah, Ty, he drove to the Bronx and made it out with his car in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, it was... God, what was it? About 80, 88, 89?
Yeah.
89, I think that's when I bought the car. Yeah, it was because you know what I remember about that? I remember buying a Greg Jeffries t-shirt. That's how long ago it was for the Mets. But yeah, and I remember
anyway.
And I remember Mike having to pee so bad that we pulled over on the thruway, and I pretended that I was having car trouble so he could run into the woods and piss.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. We were dumb back then.
Yeah. We're dumb now.
We are. Yeah, hip hop headlines, including a late breaking Fresh in Peace that took us both by not surprise, but by shock.
Yeah, it's just out of nowhere. Usually when we get these, there's been some indicator that somebody's been sick or something. They had a lifestyle that may have led to a heart attack or diabetes
Yeah.
or something. Yes.
We didn't know a thing about any of this.
No.
But then again, we don't hear much about this person anyway.
No.
I guess he's rather private.
Yeah.
Unlike his former partner on record, who is
Yes.
more public. But yeah, we'll tell you who that was in just a few moments if you haven't already seen it. It's
Right, and by Thursday, there's probably going to be much more news than we have.
yeah, but as of right now, this is what we got. So
Yeah.
we will have some woo news, including the ones that I didn't get to do last week because of our special guest.
our
And
special
once
guest.
again, thank you very much to Focus for joining
Yes.
us last week. Very enlightening, entertaining interview with a guy who I would have thought was just kind of an up and comer, but
Oh yeah, he's been
been
around since
active in
early
a while.
2000s.
Yeah, been active for a while. So just more behind the scenes. Nice to see him getting on the mic a little bit too.
Yeah.
So woo news we have a one and done, which is two names that I hadn't heard in a dog's year. We will have a record of the week from our new artist of the month. Mm-hmm. You know, which is kind of ironic considering everybody is talking about religious reasons that we may very well invoke a god.
may.
We have an old to the new. I will read lyrics, of course, and then we'll put a bow on episode 548. That being said, let us move on. Let's get
Yes.
started with some hip-hop headlines. I'm not going to beg this morning. I just don't have it in me. So I will
Understood.
ask politely, would you please hit me with a little of that Triple H?
Yay, yay.
To the hip, dip, the hop, you don't stop, don't stop. Got effects with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, dip, the hop, you don't quit, don't quit. Got effects and we came to rip shit, rip shit. To the hip, dip, the hop, you don't stop, don't stop. Got effects with the real hip hop, hip hop. To the hip, dip, the hop, you don't quit, don't quit. Got
This is Hip Hop Headlines brought to you by Mr. Throwback Thursday.
We'll get on it. It's your time.
It is my toin, and my toin is going to start with the aforementioned late-breaking Fresh in Peace.
Yes.
Reported by a lot of people over social media, and then we found an article from complex.com that
Which basically says a lot of people on
summarized
social media.
I was going to say summarized that everybody on social media was
Yeah.
flooding with platitudes and tributes and just well wishes to the family of DJ Polo, best known for his work with Cool G Rap.
Being on the road to the riches.
One of the better records we listened to when we were growing up was Cool G Rap and DJ
Oh, yeah.
Polo. Road to the riches.
Yeah.
Because you got to say it that way.
You have to.
Reportedly, allegedly passed away. We don't even have confirmation yet, other than everybody saying that it's happened.
Right. I do know that Polo has not come out and said that he
Has passed. No.
Right.
News of his death began circulating as we record yesterday. Tributes started coming in. Eric B. was one of the first people to pay tribute. Shared an Instagram post honoring his late friend, calling him a brother and promising to keep his memory alive. My brother DJ Polo, we had some great times. You will never be forgotten. Godspeed was the caption by Eric B. And Ty is with us today, and she's on fire. I love when Ty joins us.
Yeah. We don't call her Talking Ty for nothing.
Other members of the hip hop community, including Paz of De La Soul, D Nice, everybody. DJ Polo worked with Cool G Rap. They released 3 albums together in the late 80s,
Right.
early 90s, and then G Rap went solo. Polo had a solo record.
He did 90.
Polo's Playhouse in 98.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten this, and originally he was originally a member of the Juice Crew.
Juice Crew, yeah.
So I don't know why that had slipped my mind, because when you think of the Juice Crew, you think of more prominent members of it.
Well, yeah, you
but-
think Shantae.
Yeah.
Shannon. Yeah.
Juice Crew was early Wu-Tang. They had a lot of people
They had a lot-
affiliated with them.
They did. Maybe that's where RZA got the model from.
You know, there's nothing that says it isn't true. So,
No. Until RZA comes on here and tells me it's not.
and you know what? This show is now on the internet, and if it's on the internet, it has to be
It
true.
has to be true. That's right.
So that's what it is. RZA-based Wu-Tang off of the Juice Crew.
Yes.
We said it, and we'll go with that.
I say it is true until he's on this show telling you it's not.
So from everybody here at Mr. Throwback Thursday, our deepest condolences and thoughts go to the fans, family, and friends of DJ Polo, who passed away very unexpectedly.
Yeah, as far as we know.
As far as we know, because like I said to you before we started, or maybe as we were on here, very private as far as his exploits. G-Rap's a little more of a public persona.
Yes.
We know more about what's going on with G-Rap because he lets us know.
What we do know is that DJ Polo is now on the road to the riches.
He is on the road to some type of riches, yes.
Yes.
So, again, all of our best thoughts to the fans, family, and friends of DJ Polo, and we offer this moment of silence. And now we come to the payoff. No.
Yes.
And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Our next article from Yard Barker, you have entitled
I got one before that.
Oh, that's right. We do. I pushed this one down because of the late breaking news.
Yes.
And instead of just pushing it down, I think I might have replaced it. So now let me go back and edit my thing. And there we are. We are having, from Rock the Bells, a benefit concert is coming out next month for Rappin' Forte. So,
Yes.
Benefit Forte.
Indeed. He's
Rappin'
been in a
Forte.
bad way for a while.
Yeah, he really has. He caught COVID twice.
Yeah.
That's rough. August 3rd, there is going to be a benefit concert at the Phoenix Theater in Santa Rosa, California. A benefit concert for Rappin' Forte. Post on the Real Rappin' Forte Instagram, or is it the Instagram or the Twitter page? I think it's the Instagram page.
I think so.
Over the past month, Anthony has faced additional challenges with contracting COVID-19 twice. Given his already compromised immune system, this has been a significant setback, forcing us to pause his treatment regimen for nearly 30 days as he has fought to regain his strength and recover. So he's been battling multiple myeloma,
Yes.
and now he's caught COVID not once but twice. Man, Forte pulls out of this. He's tougher than a $2 steak.
Yeah.
So if all goes well, hopefully he can kick the shit out of both of these things and say, cancer and COVID don't make me none.
I was asking if we've seen the breaking this part of the Olympics. Yes, we talked about it and how it's a
Yes, it's a
What-
demonstration sport.
demonstration. Yeah, so like no medals. But
It will be August 9th and 10th.
yes.
The B girls are on the 9th and the B boys are on the 10th.
Yep.
We actually talked about that last week before
We
Focus
did,
came on.
and who to watch.
So, yes. And I am catching so much fucking flack and strays from people. Breakdance is not a sport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Power walking is, but
Yeah.
biathlon.
Well, somebody said to me, how can they even offer medals for it? Because it's not like one team beats the other. You can't outscore the other team. I said,
It's just like gymnastics.
and figure skating,
Yeah.
anything where there's judging.
Judges. Yeah.
You know, when you're at, I was watching the men's Olympics, the men's gymnastics a little bit last night before I fell asleep on the couch. And I said the same thing. I said, you know, I have a problem when Olympic events or any kind of events are just in the hands of judges who maybe they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Now, I suppose
Maybe
people
like in
can
the
say the
past,
same thing.
They don't like our country or another country
Yeah.
or whatever and score them lower. Yeah.
Well, I said that one year when I was watching the diving. I watched, it was like that tandem diving stuff that they do where two people
Yeah.
dive at the same time, almost like synchronized diving.
Yep.
And I saw the Americans do what looked to me like a perfectly synchronized dive with no splash. And with the way the scoring system is, they got like I'm just throwing out now. I don't even know how the scoring system was, but just for comparison's sake, it was like they got an 88 or whatever. And then the Chinese divers came and did basically the same thing, had the same result, and they got like a 96.
It's just like the dunk contest.
And I'm like, why? I don't understand the rationale behind what goes into the judging. And maybe there is a lot of stuff that goes into it. I know constantly when you're watching the gymnastics, you got that one guy who's constantly, oh, that's a 2/10 deduction.
Yeah.
That's a 3/10 deduction because he didn't hold his handstand for so long. First of all, why are we deducting tenths of a point? Start with a 100-point thing and just deduct points.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Yeah.
it makes it
and
too
the Winter
difficult
Olympics is the same way with like snowboarding.
with figure skating and
Yeah.
snowboarding.
Any of those type of competitions where there is no I raced and beat you, it's all subjective.
Which is why even the ones where you're not racing against somebody, but you're just racing against the clock.
Against time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that I can understand. But we're still going to watch it because that's what we do. Because I find it entertaining.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. See, she said she stopped. Ty said she stopped competing in gymnastics and dance because they base scores on if they like you or if your captain is cute or where you're from. That's kind of where the whole Bring It On movie came from.
Right.
Cheerleading competitions are the same thing. The swimming was good. I watched the Katie Ledecky race last night. She finished in bronze.
Yeah, I watched the men's something yesterday.
Men's
and
4x100
where they just
free
crushed
relay.
Everybody in the world, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
That's
But,
as much as I've seen so far.
I just found it funny that the girl who won the Katie Ledecky race was the Australian girl, and her last name is Titmus, which kind of looks like Titmouse.
Yes,
But
it's one of those tests you take to see if something is right or not.
yes, I did take a Titmus test. I did. I was very abreast of it.
Did you pass the test test?
No. And I before we get going any further on well, let's get back to Forte, and then we'll
Rapid
talk
Forte, yes.
We'll talk Olympics in a little bit. So this concert for Rappin' Forte, August 3rd, Santa Rosa, California, Phoenix Theater, features live performances, art donations, food booths, a true celebration of community and support. You can get a T-shirt, signed T-shirts. I don't know how he found time to sign T-shirts if he's really that. I'm sure his health
Are they
is
saying
bad,
they're
but
Rapid Forte signed T-shirts though? They could be signed by anybody.
get a T-shirt signed by Rappin' Forte
Okay.
is what they're saying. Now,
Don't make him none.
it's hard. He also has a GoFundMe if you're interested in
Yes.
helping out. It's GoFundMe, GoFund.me actually.
Right. Yep.
/EDE6E663. So if you
Or
want
go to the
give
show
some
notes.
go to the show notes. You can click on the article, and there's a link within it there. But I knew he was not doing well. I believe we had talked about that a while
Yes.
ago.
When the GoFundMe started, I think is when we were talking about it.
But COVID twice on top of multiple myeloma, that's a tough hill to climb. So
Yeah.
I hope we don't have to report anything more on a negative
yet.
basis on this in the future. But we shall see what happens. But in the meantime, we will be pulling
Whatever
for
happens, we'll be here and we'll let you know.
we're pulling for Rappin' Forte.
Yes.
But that don't make us none.
No.
So Yard Barker brings us this next one.
Yes.
With a judo, with chop, chop, chop. As we were listening to Chub Rock on the
Yes.
way in beforehand. A judo, a chop, chop, chop. Snoop Dogg is.
Wasn't Chip Fu too with a judo chop, a judo chop, a judo chop chop.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, for lack of a better term, and I will quote the great Walt Clyde Frazier. Snoop is omnipresent at these Olympics. How's that?
It's a very Clyde thing to say.
Omnipresent. He is everywhere.
He is. You would think that Flav was everywhere since he's everywhere, man.
Yeah. The words OG and Ochi, somewhat alike,
Morning, Sarah.
but have no relation.
No, none whatsoever.
OG first started with Ice-T, but now a lot of people refer to Snoop as an OG.
Yes.
Ochi is a shortened move of Ochigari, which is a judo move.
It is not a judo chop, though.
Now it's the OG Gari because Snoop has his own judo move named after him. Because Snoop, who is in Paris as part of NBC's coverage of the Olympics,
Yes.
is everywhere,
Yeah.
interacting with everyone.
Well, and since he's going to be doing commentary, I think this makes total sense. I don't think you've ever seen another commentator immerse himself into the Olympics.
whole experience.
Right, because he was with the fencing team, he was with the judo team, he was with somebody else. I don't remember who.
He can't get to the water polo team. That's Flav.
That's
Unless he goes with the men,
maybe, yes.
because
Yes.
Flav's with the women. So, man, it's France.
It's France, not Russia.
They're not going to smell the weed. People over there don't use deodorant.
They do not. I've been there, and they don't like Americans either. I don't care what they say.
No,
They definitely don't like sailors.
I'm sure of that. So Snoop met with the USA judo team. He was with, yes, I
There it is.
remember seeing that too.
Yeah, I knew it was with somebody else.
He served as one of the torchbearers. Team USA's Angelica Delgado from the USA judo team taught Snoop the Ochi, only for Snoop to name the move after himself. Delgado says that was awesome. He loved one of the judo moves because it sounded like OG, and it's
Yeah.
really Ochi.
Ochi.
But I let him have it. I was like,
Correct Snoop.
yeah, the OG. We'll name that after you. It was awesome. I'm going to call it the OG from now on. I'm not even going to say the Japanese name for the throw, but it was really cool.
It doesn't matter what it was called before.
Delgado also said that Snoop was fearless after he learned a hip throw and demonstrated the move on Team USA coach Johnny Prado, which doesn't surprise me. Snoop's been in the ring at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Snoop
And he's
has
got the worst frog splash in history.
he's got the worst frog splash in history, followed up only by the worst people's elbow in history. So he is consistently worst when he does things, but he's entertaining as fuck, so
He
I
is,
don't
yes.
care.
Yeah, and that's what he's in the entertainment business.
The coach was so thrilled with Snoop that he awarded him his own keikogi, the uniform worn in judo contests, and an honorary black belt. Prado, the coach, said Snoop did not expect the honor of receiving a black belt. He said, it's funny because the first thing that he said, I told Bruce Lee that I was going to become a black belt, and I'm thanking you. He's something else, he said. It was really great.
Now, how do you identify, like, when somebody gets an honorary degree, you know it's an honorary degree.
Yeah.
If you get an honorary black belt, there needs to be some identifier on it so somebody doesn't say, "Oh, you're a black belt. Let's go and let's see."
Oh, no, you find out when you fight him. It's honorary. It's honorary. The honorary black belt doesn't go around your waist. It goes around your head like a fucking headband. How's that? So you look like Daniel LaRusso in the Karate
Yep.
Kid.
Snoop, I don't think Snoop's run a marathon. Didn't he run?
But he
100?
did run the 100.
He did a 100-yard dash. Yeah.
He did. Again, and you know, he's not a young man.
He's not.
And neither is Flav. And the fact that the two of these guys are doing a lot of this
Flav
shit.
got in the water and was throwing water polo and yeah, there's no bottom of the pool to stand on when you play water polo. It's tread water.
No,
and
it's
7
treading.
feet.
Yeah. At least 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it says get ready to see a lot of Snoop on your TV screens over the next few weeks. Because he's going to be an analyst and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Snoop is something, man.
He's a renaissance man.
He is one of the white whales that if we ever got on this show, I think we might have to end the show after that.
Yeah.
You know? There are certain people that if we ever got them on,
Where do we go from there?
I think it's you know, we've reached the mountaintop. I kind of thought that with Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck was way up there on the list, and DMC. So,
And
but
they were
I mean,
early.
God, could you imagine if Snoop jumped on our little show? I mean, like,
I'm still after Flav. I'm after Preem. I got some people.
well, I tagged Flav when you
saw
when Flav reposted you
Yeah.
and your public service announcement on how to spell and pronounce his name.
With picture to help guide
Flavor
people.
Ice was so funny.
Flavor Aid, yeah.
Or Flavor Aid, yes. No, Flavor Ice is the frozen ones.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? That could be. We need to put Flavor Ice up there and say this is the rap combination we need. We need Flavor Flav and either Ice Cube or Ice T and call it Flavor Ice.
Hell yeah. It's a new super group.
I would buy that record without even listening to it. I would buy that record. Let's keep on the Snoop tip, shall we?
Let's do that.
You've named this next one Jog Jog Pass,
Yes.
which is perfect.
I do try. I mean,
We mentioned the fact that Snoop wearing what looks like a Kobe Bryant t-shirt
probably. He's a fan.
runs on the track with a custom bib, but then two of the last legs of the Olympic torch relay were carried by Pharrell Williams from your neck of the woods
Yes.
and Snoop. The
Not from
lighting
my
of the
neck of the woods.
cauldron is what ends it, which, by the
Right.
way, I think the cauldron's floating this year.
Okay. Well, everything was kind of floating this year. That horse and the
No, I
boats
mean
and-
floating in the air.
Yes.
So it was like being held up by drones and shit.
Nice.
More than 2 months after the Olympic flame was first lit in Greece, Snoop took his torch through a stretch of Saint-Denis in France.
Good enough for me.
See, I can speak in a French accent.
Yes.
Saint-Denis. In a video of the scene, Snoop waves to fans in attendance and dances while holding the torch, which amazingly looks like a giant joint. Now, Snoop got all humble about this. He goes, I look at this as a prestigious honor and something I truly respect. I would have never dreamed of anything like this. I'm going to be on my best behavior. I'm going to be on my best athleticism. I'll be able to breathe slow, to walk fast, and hold the torch with a smile on my face because I realize how prestigious this event is.
Yes.
Pharrell was the final bearer of the torch before the flame makes its way to the Olympic cauldron. He carried it to the top of the Basilica Cathedral of Saint-Denis. So
Sure.
Snoop is everywhere, man. And it does. It looks like a giant fucking joint. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I mean, other people had carried it too earlier this month. You know,
I saw, wasn't it Rafael Nadal?
yeah. Magic Johnson,
Didn't
the
he-
Williams sisters.
Spanish?
In the past, Rafa Nadal, this shit. Well, Rafa Nadal, it makes sense because he basically owned France when he was a tennis player. He won the French Open like 12 times or some crazy thing like that.
I'll allow it.
He did say those big words, Ty. Snoop is not a dumb man. Snoop is a
No.
very intelligent guy.
Yeah, but if you talk to him while he's been smoking, maybe the words are, smaller. But he gets the point across.
Snoop is E.F. Hutton for me. Whatever he says, I'm listening. Next article. Elroy. Elroy. Elroy Cohen gets the gas face. It took me forever to realize who they were talking about.
Or why I named it this way.
Yes. Well, no, because I knew why you named it that way once I saw the
When
article.
you see the article,
But
yes.
when I heard the song the first time, I hadn't put the two names together.
Yeah. Well, when the song came out, Leor wasn't a giant name
No.
outside of
And the
for
fact
the
that-
casual listener.
And the fact that the letters are pretty much all the same,
Yes.
I never, even up until I read this, I'm like, oh shit, that's who they were talking about.
It could have been spelled Lroy.
Maybe it
For all I
was.
know. Yeah,
Maybe it was.
Kind of like Touchet Lele Poo.
Yes. And this
When
comes
you
to us.
see it, it's very different than when you hear it.
Yes. MSN.com brings us this. Yes. Touche Lele Pou sounds like something you would hear in France at the Olympics. Not shut the hell up backwards. Which it only took us 30 years to figure out what
Yeah.
the hell it was. Because once we saw it, once you sent it to me and I read it, I'm like, Tush.
my shirt?
I said, that's Touche Lele Pou. I know what that means because I had a bad habit of reading shit backwards when I was a kid.
Yep. Yeah. It's very, very clear when you see it. Not
Kind
when
of
you
like
hear it.
3MTA3 on the Beastie Boys
Yes.
record. So, Elroy, come to us from MSN.com. Public Enemy, T.I., Swizz Beats, and other hip hop stars will pass the mic to honor Elroy. Elroy Cohen gets the gas face. No, he doesn't get the gas face on
Scrub.
this, which is why we said no gas face given on this.
That's
Scrubbed at the Spirit of Life Gala. The Spirit of Life Gala is hosted by the Cancer Research and Treatment Organization City of Hope. It's going to be honoring Leor Cohen with a one-time only version of DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic live.
Which
at the
he's doing in Vegas now.
Yeah, but this one is going to be at Los Angeles.
Right. No, I'm saying he's got a
Yeah.
mini residency doing that.
The performance will include appearances by a few people we may have heard of. Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, Drew Hill, EPMD, make some noise,
Indeed.
Ja Rule, Murder, Memphis Bleak, there's a name we haven't
Yeah.
heard in a while,
Yeah.
Swizz Beats, and T.I., who are all artists that have worked with Cohen throughout his career in some capacity.
You know what I didn't hear in there?
Huh?
Third base.
No, I didn't hear that either. All right, Ty, thanks for jumping on with us for a little bit. We will be waiting for the next episode of What's the Word?
Yes.
So everybody say goodbye to Ty and give her a listen. What's the
Yes.
Word podcast with Talking Ty. So
Yes.
Cohen will also serve as host of the event, which is organized by the music, film, and entertainment industry's fundraising group.
That's
Now,
the
Fred,
weird part to me.
He's
It is
hosting his own tribute. Sounds a little self-serving, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's some Elon Musk stuff going on there.
Yeah. Elroy Musk.
Indeed.
So for anybody who doesn't know who Leor Cohen is, he's been in the industry for like 40 years. He worked at Rush Management, The Island, Def Jam, Warner, 300 Entertainment. Basically, he can't hold a job. So- it's such a shit thing to say. Currently the global head of music at YouTube and Google. Okay, so maybe he's holding a job there.
Yeah.
Per the event's official release, this year's City of Hope fundraising campaign, helmed by Cohen, will raise awareness and funds to address the challenges that underserved populations face in obtaining access to quality health care, especially cancer care. And I think we can all get behind that. All joking
Yeah.
aside, great reason to have an event.
Yeah.
So good on Leor for this. DJ Cassidy made a statement on honoring his mentor. He says, as a 10-year-old DJ and hip-hop kid growing up in New York City, I idolized Leor Cohen long before he ever knew my name. Then, as his Def Jam intern in my high school years, a hero became a mentor. I'm truly honored to bring Pass the Mic live to City of Hope and celebrate his commitment to making the best healthcare available to hip-hop fans and performers by uniting a once-in-a-lifetime lineup of iconic artists who have influenced his massive musical legacy and hip-hop's global influence as a whole. So, Chuck D said, we might have heard of Chuck,
Chuck D said bass. Oh.
And I don't mean the guy who's the head of stuff at Prestige Toyota, whose business card I showed you. That's his real name, by the way.
Yes, different guy.
Chuck D said Leor Cohen is a pioneer. Myself and Public Enemy have been beneficiaries of his visionary audacity. Whoa. Hip-hop's ride through the music industry has been turbulent, but together with Leor, we've grown with it and gone through it and organized what was necessary. Working with Leor makes you pay attention to everything, and he'll tell you that. Now, if you want to get tickets for this, too late. Event is sold out.
2-8 Lily Poo.
2-8 Lele Poo, yes. So good on Leor for the reason behind this. Like I said, it did when we first read it did sound a little self-serving. I'm going to host my own tribute, but you know what? If I'm going to raise money for underserved people to get health care, especially cancer care, which I don't know anybody who hasn't somehow been touched by cancer,
Forte.
and even more on personal levels. This is a good thing. So I hope he does very well. I hope he makes a shit ton of money, and I hope it goes for the right reasons.
Hey, Harry Fox Agency, could you please leave us alone? We're trying to help you by supporting your music and getting people to listen to it. We just got muted on a January 31st, 2022 video.
Yeah. By Harry Fox. Isn't that the one that pulled their claim last week?
The one that I disputed, and they said, "Oh, okay." Yeah, that's the one.
He can kiss my Harry Fox. How's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Or my un-Harry Fox, depending on whether or not I shave it. Just too much information for anybody to know. Summertime again is our next article. When I think of Will Smith songs, and if anybody wants to do a follow-up on them, there's one artist that never comes to mind. And that would be the God MC, because to me, they're just on different hip-hop planes, you know?
Right, but if you listen to that song, he's trying to sound like him.
He is. This is the collab I guess we didn't know we needed. Rakim, the God MC, the R.
Yes.
And Will Smith, in genre, are peers, maybe not in style. Rakim is considered to be one of the most elite lyricists of all time. Will Smith, on the other hand, makes family-friendly, gateway, which not an insult.
No, big fan.
Will Smith brought a shit ton of ears into hip-hop that would not have heard hip-hop otherwise.
Yeah, parents just don't understand. Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble. That whole type of song brought many people in who are, probably listening to Public Enemy and KRS-One at this time.
And then led to, Miami and Getting Jiggy with It.
Yeah.
And of course, another song, like you said, where he gets a little bit more bass in his voice and talks about summertime.
Here it is, a groove slightly transformed. Yeah, that's got a Rakim feel to it in that delivery there.
But I guess there was a video of him and Will that showed up on Instagram interacting during a Grammy special.
Right.
And Rakim had heard it and was so pleased with what he heard that he suggested that they collaborate on a new song. The Grammy salute to 50 years of hip-hop. Will Smith saw Rakim backstage and revealed he was trying to copy him on Summertime. He said, I was absolutely trying to sound like you on Summertime, because I had been screaming all night and I couldn't get my happy-go-lucky high voice. He then recalled that his producer, the great DJ Jazzy Jeff, friend of the show DJ Jazzy Jeff,
Indeed,
suggested he do a Rakim impression. Jeff just looked at him and said, yo, just give me that Rakim shit.
Yeah. That's not something that everybody can just go, okay, let me do that. So he must have done Rakim before for Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh yeah, remember when you did that? Let's do that.
Well, apparently the suggestion worked, because Summertime, pretty big song. It won a Who Gives a Fuck about a goddamn Grammy for Best Rap Performance by a duo or a group. Peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Rakim, to his credit, decided he was going to capitalize on the moment. He took to the comment section of an Instagram post and suggested him and Will join forces on a sequel song. He's like, "Peace, Will, keep rocking, bro. It's time for Summertime Part 2 with me on it."
Isn't that called Autumn?
Good luck finding shit to rhyme with that.
They can switch it up and say fall and every other time.
Fall is easy enough.
Yes. Autumnal equinox.
Will actually confirmed he's in the studio working on his first new album since 2005, and we heard his gospel-y thing at the BETs.
Smiley out there with him, or
yeah, I don't know. Guy Smiley, maybe.
that'd be better.
Smith told Black Film Allies he spent the last year and a half experimenting with new sounds. Yeah, we heard. He also told the channel that his album will be the most personal body of work he's released to date. Is there going to be an apology song to Chris Rock for coming up and bitch slapping him in front of the entire world because his cunt of a wife got in his feelings a little bit? Mm-hmm. Which, by the way,
had no idea he was going to do that.
Which, by the way, I am on a personal mission to make cunt great again. I think we need to start using that word more and more often. The British people throw it around like it's nothing. So
if you go to the movies, which I know you don't usually do,
from time to time.
Yes, but currently at Regal Cinemas, I don't know if it's everywhere else. Right before the movie starts, there's the silence your phone.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Now it's being done by Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really?
And Wolverine comes out and starts going off about people being on their phones, and he says, and all the swear words are obviously bleeped out.
Yeah.
And he gets bleep, bleep, bleep. And at the end, they start walking away, and you hear Deadpool say, "Americans really don't like that word, or Canadians." He said, "But it's okay in Europe."
That it's, I guess it depends on what country you live in. We have taken,
see you next Thursday on this show.
See, look at what we just got from Nipsey. Yeah. Nosy cunt and silly cunt are top tier Brit disses. So I make cunt great again. That's it. I need more of the. I need to be able to look at somebody who's being cunty and call them cunty without any kind of rehash.
It's CUNT. See you next Thursday
or Tuesday, depending on what day of the week it is.
We are a Thursday show, so
yes, we are a Thursday show.
Hence, Thursday.
But then again, everybody abbreviates Thursday as TH on their calendar, so we can call people cunts.
Who looks at the calendar?
We can call people cunts.
We can.
How's that? That's not the same thing.
Be our sign off now. Tell everybody come see us on Thursday. So we see you next Thursday.
Nice. Well, somebody even put up one time that even the calendar says "what the fuck" after Tuesday. Yes. If you look at it, WTF. So we say it anyway because we have an explicit content advisory on our show, and
you'll hear the disclaimer later too.
And I make sure we earn it. So anyway, as I was mentioning the slap
an hour ago,
he said, given what the actor has been through since the infamous slap, it makes sense. We don't see why the actor couldn't slip in a Rakim feature in the track list. Summertime Part 2 would be an extremely ironic collaboration, since people spent years theorizing that Rakim actually ghost wrote that song. Probably because he sounded so much like him.
It sounded like him, yeah.
But do I want to hear Will Smith and Rakim?
I don't know.
Guilty? I kind of do. Just to see what it would be like. I wonder what that shit would sound like. Yeah. So there's a part of me that wants this.
Yep.
Just don't make it a habit. Yeah. I mean,
well, you're going to hear.
But as we know, Rakim is open to working with just about anybody right now.
Yes, and when we get to that, I want people's opinion on that. I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear it. So, but yeah, he's not on there a lot. He's very much behind the scenes on it. So it's more of a Rakim presents, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Beyond a Reasonable Doubt tells you all you need to know about this next article.
Yep.
That's how you have titled it, which means there's got to be something legal we're talking about. And we have talked about this multiple times in the past as
have.
the courts, and it's kind of like a division between what supersedes what. Dame Dash seems to be offering up his interest in Jay-Z's debut album despite a 22 court ruling.
Yeah, so we've talked about this before, how he got in trouble, had to sell his interests
In
order to-
Rockefeller. Yeah.
right in order to pay fines. So it's kind of like garnishing his wages in a weird way. And then Rockefeller came back and said, no, based on our bylaws, that's illegal because we have to approve who he sells to.
And that's
And
when we were like,
court
do
said
bylaws.
Yeah, the court said it is his property, not yours.
Which has to be liquidated to
Yes.
satisfy this. So,
yeah.
anyway, the embattled Rockefeller co-founder took to Instagram on Friday, July 19th, and posted a photo of Hawaiian Sophie's first album, Reasonable Doubt, alongside a promo photo of the duo alongside Kareem Biggs Burke.
Yes.
In the post, Dame wrote, "This shit is for sale. 1/3. Only real inquiries only."
So now he's selling his interests on Instagram.
The court ruling stated that Dash was prohibited from selling any part of Jay's classic debut without permission from Rockefeller, but he was allowed to sell his third stake in the overall business,
Right.
which is kind of strange. As between the parties, Rockefeller Records Incorporated owns all rights to the album Reasonable Doubt, including its copyright, and this judgment shall prohibit the altering in any way, sale, assignment, pledging, encumbering, contracting with regard to, or in any way disposing of Rockefeller Records Incorporated's property interest in Reasonable Doubt. They love
There's
to throw
a
the
lot going on
legalese
there.
in there, don't they?
Yes.
Including its copyright and including through any means such as auctioning, a non-fungible token, reflecting, referring, or directing to such interest, unless duly authorized by Rockefeller Records Incorporated. Provided, however, that nothing in this judgment shall prevent Dash from selling, assigning, pledging, encumbering, contracting with regard to, or in any way disposing of his 1/3 ownership interest in Rockefeller Incorporated. So there's the hook. Can't sell his third of that record specifically, can sell his third of the entire corporation.
Not his interest in the song
To which, if
or the
he's-
album.
To which, if he sells his interest in the entire corporation, which owns the song, is he not therefore indirectly selling his ownership interest in that song?
Indirectly, yes. Not directly, which has to be voted on or whatever.
And this whole thing stemmed because Dame planned to auction off a stake in the album as a non-fungible token, as an NFT back in 2022. I can't believe we've been talking about those things for 2 years.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ed. Got that shit and stuck in my head. The Rockefeller co-founder eventually reached a deal with the label, which was the legalese quote that
Right.
I just read. It hasn't been confirmed if Dame's post implies he wants to sell a part of Reasonable Doubt, which is not permitted unless they allow it, or if it's a reference to his entire Rockefeller stake. So,
Right.
yeah, we'll have to see.
It seems as though he wants out anyway. Just
He does want out. Last month,
if you want to buy a stake in Rockefeller Records, go over to Instagram.
and then
But
once
only if you're
this
serious.
once this thing is done, unless they sign some kind of non-disclosure agreement, which, by the way, those things were ruled illegal. Non-disclosure agreements.
Okay.
I believe court has determined that non-disclosure agreements are non-enforceable. So you can sign one all you want and then fucking run your mouth all you want. So apparently Dame is going to spill some tea on Hawaiian Sophie once this is all done. He says he's willing to speak the truth about him in ways others aren't. So, according to this little quote, a lot of people that have been maybe mistreated by him are scared to speak up on what he did. I'm just not. And then he used a line. He goes, if I hit a Nickelback with a pack, I hit him with some work, and he runs off on me until I get my money back. I don't care if it's 20 years later. I'm never going to have too many complimentary things to say about that situation. Yeah, we was cool, but he ran off with 10 birds, so what do you expect? Apparently a bird is a kilo of cocaine. I did not know that.
Yes, I don't need to know that.
being as I am not a cocaine user. He says, and a lot of people that say those things, they've never been in a position of being a person that cuts checks, works this hard, and have had people at that level take them to court. Now, non-competes are actually still enforceable because you're getting paid. So, but non-disclosure agreements, no, they were ruled. You can't tell people that they can't talk.
Right.
Kind of basically violates the whole First Amendment, right? Yeah, freedom of speech. Just watch what you say. That's how that works. Ask the OG about that. The original gangster of original gangsters. Hip hop TV themes is our next article,
Yes.
and
Because-
I know
Yeah.
there's two things in this world that Jamie advocates for more than anything else, and that is hip-hop music and culture and the fact that TV shows need to bring back theme songs.
Yes.
Because otherwise we never would have had... Could you imagine BJ and the Bear without that great song telling
No.
you about that?
Performed by Greg Evigan.
Or, you know, the Golden
Chico and
Girls
the Man.
theme. Chico and the Man was great. That was Jose Feliciano
It
saying
was.
that.
Yes.
Just great.
Different strokes.
Who was it that did? Didn't Alan Thicke do Growing Pains?
Yes.
I think he did this and
Yep.
starred in it, of course. But
The Jeffersons was done by what's her name? Willona from Good Times.
was that Jeanette Dubois or was that Roxy Roker? I forget who played
No,
who.
Roxy Roker was on Jeffersons.
Yeah, I think it was Jeanette Dubois, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. She sang the Jeffersons theme.
Which was, I quote the Jeffersons theme all the time.
Yeah.
Everybody says "moving on up."
Yep.
I mean, hell, Will Smith quoted it. Since I
Indeed.
moved up like George and Wheezy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
We need more theme songs for TV shows.
yes, I used to say I would watch a TV show that I didn't want to watch if it had a good theme song.
And it doesn't even have to have words.
No, I prefer it if it does, but it does not need to.
And think of some of the great ones that did. MASH. Mm-hmm. You heard that song, you knew that show was coming on.
Yeah.
All you had to hear was that first 5 or 6 notes on the guitar.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. And then you're like, okay, MASH is coming on.
Yeah.
Or House. All you
Law
had
and
to hear
Order.
was those 2 heartbeats. Mm-hmm. And then the House song came on. Law and Order.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. So if you have a theme song, I am 80% more invested in your show.
Maybe even more.
Yeah.
Now,
I remember
there were-
Jimmy Fallon came out with a show probably 10 years ago now. Had something to do with dads. I don't remember the name of it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he made like a classic 70s, 80s
Mm-hmm.
theme song for the show, and I watched it.
Now, a good TV theme doesn't mean it's a good show.
No, like I said,
But
I
it will
watch
get
that
my
show
eyes
with a
on
good
it.
theme.
So, Jamie wants 7, according to Revolt, 17 classic hip hop theme songs for TV shows.
Yes.
I mean, hell, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's
Yeah.
a great TV theme.
I agree.
In the House, LL did
LL?
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Living Color? In Living
Indeed.
Color? Yeah.
All right,
So
to
let's
be
see
in
the
living
17 that they list according to Revolt.
Yes.
First one, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And
Of
that,
course.
I mean,
for
everybody
itself.
knows the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And if you remember us talking, Quincy Jones originally wanted a different theme for it, something jazzy.
Yeah.
And Jeff came up with the theme they ended up using. He played it for Quincy, and Quincy, to his credit, said, "Well, I ain't using that bullshit that I did." That was a direct quote. He said, "Well, that's better than that bullshit I did." That's the theme song. And then there's an additional verse that was removed to shorten the song for the show, but you can find that online.
In between where he was being sent to California and where he got into the cab. There's a gap.
Yeah. Second show they list, and I'd mentioned In Living Color. I forgot there was a show called The Wayans Brothers.
Yes.
Because it was the two talentless ones. Marlon and Sean.
SW1.
Which was on for 5 seasons. Yeah, Sean was okay. I never liked Marlon. Marlon was the one that tried way too hard to be funny. Marlon was Eric Andre before Eric Andre was Eric Andre.
Yeah, Marlon the youngest?
Yes.
Well, that's probably why he tried so hard. With all those other siblings ahead of him, he needed to say, "Look at me, look at me."
So instead of creating a full-on theme song, they delivered a short jingle before switching to Electric Relaxation by Tribe Called Quest.
I remember it was something to do with Tribe. I didn't remember what it was.
Which played as they hilariously, according to this, attempted to help an older woman cross the street. Yes. I found nothing that Marlon Wayans did hilarious.
Yes, but this brings us back to Olympic judging. Mm-hmm. There is no criteria. You just choose to not like him, so he will score lower. It's same thing.
In the House, we talked about this one, which was a really good show, by the way.
Wasn't Carlton on that one too?
Yes, he certainly was.
I vaguely remember that show.
LL Cool J struck gold with In the House, which also ran for 5 seasons. During the first 2, hip-hop-oriented instrumentals handled the theme song, but then as they moved into a more mature direction, the song switched to a song that LL performed himself.
See, I would immediately have contacted the Fat Boys because they have a song called "In the House."
In the House, yeah,
on Big and Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
In the House.
Hammerman. I don't even remember this other than the fact that it was a cartoon.
Yeah,
because I think at that point I'd stopped watching cartoons.
Yeah, I remember it was on. I could probably say I can envision it because I've seen it years later. Looking back, but I don't remember watching it.
It only lasted 1 season.
That could be why then.
At
Although
the height
I am
of
the king of 1 season show fandom, so
yes. At the height of his career, MC Hammer had an animated series called Hammerman, which was centered around a cartoon version of himself with the ability to turn into a superhero with the help of magical shoes.
Not magical pants. They missed that one.
They missed that. That's why it only ran 1 season. Naturally, the Oakland Star provided the show with a high-energy track.
Well, of course.
One that gave listeners a synopsis of what to expect upon viewing.
And that is another thing theme songs should do. They should give you some idea of what you're about to see.
Which is why The Jeffersons was so fucking good.
Yeah. Also, Chico and the Man. I keep coming back to it, but that one was excellent to tell you what the show was going to be about.
Yep.
BJ and the Bear also.
Nowhere did they mention Monkey and People Clues, though.
He did say, I'm BJ McKay, and this is my best friend Bear.
Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, oh, he's got a bear. Nope, monkey.
He does not.
It's like having a cat and naming it Chicken.
Yes. It's Planet of the Apes.
Number 5 on the list, In Living Color.
Yes, that was heavy.
That was the
Take it
infamous
from me, it's all right to be in living color.
Dwight Arrington Myers, the late, great Heavy D.
Yes.
In Living Color, great show. It spawned Keenan Ivory Wayans, who didn't do much after that, to be honest.
No, I think he was much more behind the camera after, he did one of my favorite
Damon
movies
was the
now.
big star of that one.
I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Yeah. Damon was the big star.
He was the breakout star. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now
Hawaii Five-0, that's another great theme song.
Yeah, it really is. His son looked just like him. Sound just like him.
They're doing a show together.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it's
it's started
crazy.
yet or not. It's the two of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I play the Hawaii Five-0 theme when I'm doing the PA announcing for the hockey
Nice.
games because I like to get people up in the stands doing surfing moves because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, Jim Carrey came out of that show.
Jennifer Lopez was one of
She
the
was
Fly
one of the
Girls.
Girls. Yep.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. To a lesser extent, Tommy Davidson.
I
David Allen
was
Greer.
just about to say Tommy Davidson, David Allen Greer. I think that's the big names out of it.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think any other. George Stephanopoulos' wife was on there.
Okay.
I can't remember. Allie Wentworth. That's
Yes. For the theme song, fans were treated to a song of the same name by Heavy D and the Boys, produced by DJ Eddie F.
Eddie F. Yes.
Heavy D rapped about being free enough to reach any goal in life, a powerful message given how much the cast and crew accomplished during In Living Color after the show went off the air. Yeah, Jim Carrey did pretty well for himself.
He did all right. Yeah.
I love Jim Carrey.
He was okay.
He was okay. I constantly forget about how good this show is because I used to watch it really on the regular because I always liked the cartoon, the comic strip, but the Boondocks.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that all the characters were voiced by the one girl.
Really?
Yeah. And because stupid me didn't take my magic mind yet, I don't remember the name that I'm trying to think of. And I will look it up. So, yes, the Boondocks TV series from Aaron McGruder, who used to write the Regina King. Regina King did all the voices of every, and I knew as soon as I saw the name, I would remember it.
Not McGruber.
So Aaron McGruder recruited rapper Asheru for the theme song, and it was a beat that he produced with Dub Floyd, remixed it a couple of times, but he basically embodied the African American experience through the song. I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made Lady sing the blues. I mean, that's heavy shit for a cartoon.
For a cartoon, yeah.
Animated series. This is not a cartoon in,
Yes.
in
No,
cartoon
no.
sense. No.
No, and it's when you start getting into adult animated series, you know, it's very different than, you know, watching Ricochet Rabbit and Grape Ape and Hong Kong Phooey.
Next one on the list is Living
I don't want to
Single.
watch the Laugh Olympics.
I remember Laugh Olympics. Living Single.
Queen Latifah.
Yes. And Kim Coles and Kim Fields and Erica Alexander.
And the guy who does the voice for Kratos in God of War.
If you say so.
I do.
play that game, so I don't know.
Oh, it's an incredible game.
In Living Single was a sitcom based in Brooklyn. Too bad Ty's gone. Was on for 5 seasons. I thought it ran for longer than that. Latifah provided the theme song, a mix of singing and rapping, because that's what she does.
She does.
Yeah, that was a good show. Now, I'm going to throw a little knowledge at you.
Please do.
Kim Fields, who was on Living Single, was Tootie on The Facts of Life. Most of us know that.
Yes.
There was an
Which
interview
was a spin-off
of Different Strokes. Because that's where Edna Garrett left the Drummonds to go run the Eastman School.
Yes, and Tootie was a guest star on Different Strokes.
Yep, wearing her roller skates. And then she stopped wearing roller skates after a while.
She did.
But Kim Fields, there was an interview this week. I think it was with Mindy Cohn, who played Natalie.
Yep.
There was talk of the possibility of doing a follow-up series to Facts of Life where all the originals were at their current age now.
All the originals after season 1.
After season 1, yes, because
Kind of like
season
Saved by the
1
Bell.
season 1 was crazy with
Molly Ringwald
and God, the sad thing is I remember all of those characters.
I believe that. I remember her. I remember the blonde with the braids.
Yes, that was the athletic one.
They were like Spice Girls.
Yeah. But after season 1, they all went away, and it was just
They all graduated.
No, they just all
They
left
went away,
school, I guess.
Funds ran out. They couldn't go to private school anymore.
And then it was all about Blair
Skill.
and Tootie and Natalie.
And
Did Joe join in season 2?
Yes.
Okay.
She appeared. Everybody else was already there. She appeared on the. She came in.
She
to
came into
introduce
the show,
herself,
yes.
with her
Joe
motorcycle.
Polnicek.
Yes.
So there
George
was
Clooney and
an interview this week, and they were talking about doing this follow-up series.
yeah.
And Mindy Cohn, who played Natalie, who ironically was the only one on that show throughout its entire run, acknowledged to have lost her virginity as a character, was Natalie. That is your stupid trivia for,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Blair's cousin Jerry Jewell.
That's right. She's a comedian.
Mindy said it was well within the arc of being developed and written and
Right.
everything. And then one of my former co-stars became a quote unquote greedy bitch. And that killed the whole project because now nobody wants to work together anymore.
Okay, Blair.
I don't think it's Blair.
No, you think it's Tootie?
I think it's Tootie.
Yeah.
Because they asked Mindy who it is. She goes, I'm not going to say, but if you go through my Instagram and my socials, you'll see who I talk about and who I don't, and who I interact with and who I don't.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's Lisa Whelchel. Lisa Whelchel went through a divorce. She's probably, well, she was also on Survivor, Lisa Whelchel, believe it or not. Sarah thinks it's Blair. I think it's Tootie. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was Blair because, I mean, that would be on point for somebody to live the gimmick because
Yes.
Blair was the one who always was the greedy one on the show. But anyway, let's get back to our article.
Please.
Number 8 on our list of hip-hop theme songs for TV shows.
TV theme songs. Yes.
Kenan and Kel.
See, I never watched this. I obviously know about the show because
Yes, exactly. I'm the same way, and I know about Good Burger and all that
Yep.
stuff. But Kel Mitchell, to me, was very much in the Marlon Wayans ilk.
again,
when-
he's playing second fiddle to what would become Kenan Thompson. You know,
But both of those guys took their roles on these shows to a borderline step and fetch it to me.
again, never
Way
saw
too over the top. You know, I get it. It's probably written that way.
it. Well, yeah,
But you don't have to overact to be that way. But Kenan and Kel had the I believe Coolio did the theme song. Yes, Coolio did the theme
Nice.
song.
And Nipsey said it was big over there for kids.
Coolio kept things family friendly, which is unusual for him at the time. Clever bars about the show's stars. Everybody out there, go run and tell your homeboys and homegirls it's time for Kenan and Kel.
See, now
which
I
is
like
the
that.
only verse.
I like,
But
that.
it tells you what the show's about.
Yeah,
I don't know this show at all, other than the fact that I know who it's about.
okay.
Romeo.
I
Lil
think that was-
Romeo.
yeah. I think that was one of those Nickelodeon TV shows.
I think it was a BET show.
Really?
During the expansion of his No Limit empire, Master P created a show for his son Romeo.
Because that's what he did.
Was filmed in Canada, based in Seattle.
It was filmed in Canada. You can't tell me it wasn't on Nickelodeon. That was
Romeo.
Homo-
Oh,
Homo
it was.
Kids
Yep,
show.
it was on Nickelodeon. Okay, I see
Yeah.
this. Romeo lasted for 3 seasons on Nick and was centered around Romeo's involvement in a band with his siblings, with, this ain't no motherfucking P, playing the record producer dad.
Gotcha.
As such, it only made sense for the then child star to provide Romeo with its theme song. A theme song that said, I'm the first hip-hop kid with my own TV show. Telling you what it was about.
Yeah,
So it passes the Jamie titmus
it
test.
does.
The Aryan titmus test. New York Undercover. Great show. that I only
Malik Yoba was on that,
Malik
right?
Yoba.
Yeah.
Yes. Malik Yoba called it the first scripted hip hop show.
Really?
That's his quote on it.
Nice.
The classic police drama producers called jazz musician James Mtume, who
Mtume,
we talk about,
who had an issue with Stetsasonic and hip hop in general.
to create the theme song. Additional contributions from Dunn Pearson and Gregory Royal. The final product was an instrumental mashup of genres, all of which came together over what sounds like a new jack swing inspired drum loop. Uptown Records head honcho Andre Harrell was an executive producer of the series as well. I don't know this song either, or this show, but it looks like it's a DC comic, Static Shock.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Animated series based on the black superhero Static, who I've never even heard of.
I have heard of Static. I've never read Static.
Well, you're not a DC guy.
I am not.
You're more of a
I was
Marvel guy.
Yeah.
The show ran for 4 seasons, earned critical acclaim for Phil Lamar's voicing of the character Static, along with a fellow cast that included Kadeem Hardison, Dwayne Wayne, or not Dwayne Wayne. Dwayne Wayne was Dwayne Wayne was from What's Happening.
No. Dwayne Wayne was Kadeem.
Unless they wasn't Dwayne Wayne also from What's Happening?
No.
Roger's friend Dwayne.
That was
That was Haywood Nelson. I know who the actor was, but wasn't the character's name Dwayne Wayne?
No, it was Dwayne. You're gonna get me on this one.
See, now I'm killing myself here.
I want to say they kept his name. I want to say it was Dwayne Nelson, but I'm not positive. It's been a long time since I've watched.
Dwayne Wayne was Kadeem Hardison.
Right.
Now I got to look up What's Happening because
I'm saying it's Dwayne Nelson.
maybe it was. Maybe they never even said his last name. Because the only one I know was Roger Thomas, Freddie Rerun Stubbs.
And I'm almost positive it's Dwayne Nelson. No Roger, no rerun, no rent.
No,
That's
Roger,
what I
no
heard.
rerun, no. Well, that's because they were the
John
two.
said it was Nelson.
Was it Dwayne Nelson?
That's what I said.
Dwayne Clemens Nelson. Okay, yeah.
I would not have been able to tell you his middle name was Clemens.
Nope. I didn't know that. And then, of course, Mama Thomas, because they used Ernest Thomas's last name for the last name. Rogers Thomas was played by Ernest Thomas. But they couldn't change the last name for the mom, so they made the mom's first name the same as the actress, Mabel.
Mabel, yeah.
Mabel King played Mabel Thomas. And then Shirley Wilson was played by Shirley Hemphill.
Yep.
Which, for the longest time, I always thought was Hemphill because I didn't know how to pronounce it. So, there. See? Yeah, you and I just looked at the same thing, John. I consult IMDb for all of this
I
stuff.
looked at the back of my brain.
I knew Dwayne Wayne was a
was
character,
dark.
and I couldn't remember if it was. Again, I got to take my shit this morning. I haven't drank that yet. So Kadeem Hardison, Kevin Michael Richardson was also on this. He does a lot of voiceover work.
Yeah.
He's big on American Dad, and he's a Seth MacFarlane guy. He works on all the Seth MacFarlane shows.
Gotcha.
Family Guy, American Dad, mostly American
I
Dad.
don't watch,
Gary Anthony Sturgis, that's a name that I've heard too, but I don't know what characters he does. And then for one-off episodes, Michael J. White and Alfred Woodard.
Oh.
I mean, those are some big names. But Lil Romeo actually did theme song raps for Static Shock,
Really?
too.
But was it green, John?
I don't know if that's the same thing.
If it was green, maybe.
Number 12 on the list. Now, this is a show that I do know of, never really watched, was Samurai Jack.
Oh, that was part of the
Adult Swim. Yeah, for 5 years. So the plot of the show surrounding the main character of the same name, Samurai Jack, found himself fighting his way back to his timeline after being thrown into a dystopian future. The theme song was performed by Will.i.am,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
providing lines like, "Gotta get back to the past, Samurai Jack." Again, telling you what the show's about.
Yeah. Then a Black Eyed Peas. Gotta get back. Gotta get back.
Number 13 on the list, also from Adult Swim, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Ah, the great Philadelphian Schoolie D. I know this
Yes.
one. I don't watch this, but I know that.
I know Schoolie D did the song too. I don't watch it either because the Frylock guy scares the fuck out of me because he looks way too much like Be Real from Cypress Hill with French fries for hair.
Good enough.
Yeah, the meatball, the shake, and the fries, and I can't remember. The only one I remember was Frylock. I don't remember the names of the other ones.
Yeah, I had never watched it. I just know that Schoolie D.
Yeah, there was a one season where they changed it.
Really?
Yeah, and then Schoolie was back on the mic. So, Eve, the show Eve, starring
About rapper Eve.
Eve. And I remember this show. I didn't remember it was on for 3 years.
I can say I've probably never watched that either.
Meatwad. Yes, that was the name of the meatball. Which obviously John took his meatwad this morning. So
And it was not green.
no. Eve had a sitcom of her own named after herself, but did not play a character named Eve. She played a character named Shelley. Shelley Williams, a fashion designer. And Eve didn't do her own theme song.
What? Did Allie Landry do it?
Missy Elliott did the theme song to the
Really?
Eve show. Yes. Very well could be. I don't know, John. Mr. Shake might very well have been. I'll have to IMDb Aqua Teen Hunger Force later.
Unless Mr. Shake's going to come out and throw the first pitch of the Mets game, he doesn't care.
Missy raps on the upbeat theme song. She's the kind of chick who likes to look fly, can pick up any guy with a slick rap line, give him the eye, get the keys to the ride, and live the single life, a little teasing on the side, which is a nice way of saying she's an independent woman who doesn't mind hoeing it up every now and then.
She can buy herself flowers or whatever.
Just Jordan. Do you remember that one on
Don't know
Nickelodeon?
this one. Nope.
Jay Lewis, who was previously known as Lil JJ, was a stand-up comic that scored a TV series called Just Jordan. The show followed his character Jordan Lewis and his life with a family in L.A. after relocating from Little Rock. Lil JJ also provided the hip-hop theme song for it.
I'll believe you, sure.
You know Tia and Tamara, right? The Maoris?
Yes.
You know they had a little brother?
No. I know.
Taj.
Wasn't Tim Reed their dad?
In the show, yes. Taj Mowry, the younger brother of Tia and Tamara Mowry, starred in a show called Smart Guy, which ran on the WB for 3 seasons.
Remember the WB?
I do. It was Channel 11 up here.
Didn't that take over for UPN?
They
I don't know.
merged, I think,
Yeah.
because UPN was Channel 9 for a while.
Okay.
The theme song was produced and written by the late Christian Rex for the first and second season. Rex also composing the entire second season's music. In the third and final season, the intro was performed by Hammy and featured cast member Omar Gooding. So apparently it was a hip hop. And then the last one that they mentioned was Martin. Martin.
Nice.
Martin was an essential sitcom, ran for 5 seasons, starred Martin Lawrence, and apparently he did not get along well with Tisha Campbell. Although they played husband and wife, they apparently had some legal issues.
I wonder if it came out of them being in House Party together.
As far as the energetic theme song, a real-life legendary DJ revealed that it was his voice on the show's theme song, a revelation that he was not happy with. I believe Martin overstepped his boundaries by taking something that belongs to me without getting my permission, the DJ told Kid and Play in an interview. And that would be Kid Capri,
Wow.
because they never mentioned him in the article.
No.
But if you go to the actual interview on YouTube, it says Kid Capri talks to Kid and Play.
Kid Capri.
And then the last 2 years, they switched the theme song and went with more of an R&B thing. So That is your 17 hip hop themed TV themes. And now,
I forgot.
new school news. Lupe Fiasco stuns Joe Budden with a wild masturbation confession.
And that's enough of that shit.
We are going to take our first break of the day. And when we come back, we will have Woo News on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 548.
All right. Let me find my drop. We will keep this train rolling.
Keep this train rolling. It's rolling around the bend.
I think we're down to only one person that needs to pay their dues. Maybe two. For the league, and then we will be officially a league.
Ready to go.
Yeah. How about... No, Cranky, it is not you. You have paid.
Did you see the awesome picture that Pumice put up for his Facebook?
What is it?
It's the Puma logo, but instead of Puma, it says Pumice.
Yeah, no, I have that.
Love that.
I actually made him slip covers for his turntable with that on it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, the red with the white lettering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, you changed your profile picture 2 hours ago to the guy from the IT crowd.
Yes, but look what's in front of him.
What's in front of him? Oh, God. Is that the...
That is the Lament
You opened the
configuration
box.
puzzle box. Yes.
We came.
That's the one. Now you must come with us. Yes. All right. Yes, John. I didn't say you didn't pay. You didn't pay last time,
Haha.
but
you
you've
have
paid for
now.
this time for this show. Yes.
You got your shit in order.
All right. Here's my woo woo woo. All right, you ready?
Never. Has that ever stopped us?
No, and nor should it. Let's bring this in with a tree.
Pumice says, will they be using legal names or nicknames in Olympic breaking? Probably, I would say
I would say
nicknames.
nicknames, yeah. Snoop's not out there as Calvin Broadus.
No.
Flav's not William Drayton.
No.
So why would the contestants have their government names? Let's try this again.
Because
Tree.
if they weren't using government names, we wouldn't have somebody named Titmus.
That's right. That is a test. Woo's your mama?
Yo, 1 2 1 2. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface straight from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. Y'all know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays, Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and Old Dirty Bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Shimmy, y'all.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 548. It is indeed time for some Woo News. And we are going to start with MISTER horse.
And I'm sure that there's going to be a bunch of people that have no idea why we're titling it this way.
If you are not a fan of Ren and Stimpy, first of all, get yourself on whatever streaming service is carrying it. I believe it's Paramount Plus.
I think so.
And watch every episode ever of Ren and Stimpy. Ever. Ever. Ever, ever, ever.
And you'll like it.
And you will be introduced to Mr. Horse. Mr. Horse is very opinionated on things.
Yes, and he does often ask if you have any rubber walrus protectors.
Rubber nipples.
Call the police.
Eat your bullet, Chode. That's twice we've said that this week.
It is.
Mr. Horse has a propensity to not like things.
Yes, and he tells you.
But he thinks about it at first.
He does.
And what are your feelings about this, Mr. Horse? And Mr. Horse will take his hoof and put it under his chin and go, And he's very polite.
He is.
No, sir, I don't like it. Sometimes he'll say things like, it stinks, but Mr. Horse does not like things. So Mister Horse comes to us from People Magazine, people.com. Clifford Smith Jr., who is professionally known as... Yes, very good, John. Very good. If you are not a fan of the show, you're an idiot. Clifford Smith Jr., professionally known as Method Man, says that the rare Silver Rings album, falsely attributed to the Wu-Tang Clan, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, is an uncomfortable subject for the group. It's funny that People is saying that in an interview with Vanity Fair, because they're talking about an interview they did with another magazine.
Of course.
Unless they're owned by the same conglomerate, which could be.
It's possible.
Apparently, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin is an uncomfortable subject. He says, I don't know. I thought it was some circus spectacle. I never really spoke to RZA about it. It's an uncomfortable subject to most of the guys, so we really don't discuss it too much.
Right. We just talked recently. Ghost said the same thing.
Meth said that the icons were in the dark about the process of the album. We were never told what it was. It was never supposed to be a Wu-Tang album.
Exactly.
We were recording and being paid to do a certain amount of records by a guy whose name I don't want to mention. That would be Mr. Rings.
It would be.
Meth continued, he took all these verses, and some of them were old verses, and put them all together into a compilation of Wu-Tang songs and marketed it as a Wu-Tang album. And a single copy of a Wu-Tang album at that.
Right.
We all had a problem with it because that's not how it was described to us. Now, according to Pleaser DAO, who is the current owner of the LP, who recently sued Martin Shitdick for violating the sale agreement by keeping digital copies.
By making copies.
But we got our $1 fee from you, who bought the 5-minute sampler of the record and distributed it, as you are legally able to do as the owner of said piece. So,
right. And that is why the posse has it.
But
that's right. Just the patrons have it.
That's right. Just the patrons have it. So apparently don't bring up the subject of this record to any member of the Wu because they're not overly happy.
Except RZA. Yeah.
Well.
But RZA has other things on his mind lately.
He does. RZA has a new... You thought Andre 3000 playing flute was a strange idea for an album?
Yes, but RZA thought that it was a great idea.
And expanded on it.
He did.
And this comes to us from Pitchfork.com. Coming out this year is a ballet through mud. Which in and of itself sounds weird.
Yes.
What's even weirder is that this ballet is being scored wrote and composed for performance by RZA,
Yes. Is Gravel
which he
Pit
wrote
one of the
last
songs?
year.
Yeah.
There was a performance of this thing at Denver, Colorado at Betcher Concert Hall, performed by the Colorado Symphony Orchestra. The score includes spoken word and orchestration that RZA says was inspired by revisiting his childhood notebooks. The recorded version will stream via Platoon,
Okay.
which I guess is a streaming service. I do not know what that
I
is.
just thought it was a movie.
It is a movie, that I know. Nope, Platoon
this
is
I know.
definitely a streaming thing.
Yeah. And this I know, isn't that from the Arrested Development album? Bullets in
Yes.
Chamber?
Yes. RZA said in a press release, I have been composing my whole life, although I didn't know initially that was what I was doing. The inspiration for A Ballet Through Mud comes from my earliest creative output as a teenager, but its themes are universal: love, exploration, and adventure. I hope people use it to score their own lives, to transform a drive to the grocery store or sharing a meal with loved ones into something magical, to be inspired and let their imaginations take them into a different chamber, if only for a moment.
One of that's the 37th chamber. Is that?
Maybe.
It's a different chamber. This we know.
But if you are interested in seeing what any of this looks like, you can go to our website, MrThrowbackThursday.com. Click on the show notes. Click on the link for this. There is an embedded YouTube video of A Ballet Through Mud. And the soundtrack album is coming out this year. I guess it has 11 tracks on it. Don't necessarily think this is going to be an album of the week when it comes out.
You never know.
A record of the week. You never.
I may have to check out his Gravel Pit. We'll see.
Maybe. I mean, it is RZA. It's probably better than any of us wants to give it credit for, because
Hopefully.
RZA's pretty good at that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
next piece of Woo News. YouGod still sucks.
Yeah.
I picked up a YouGod reference in the latest Eminem record that I hadn't picked up on first.
Nice. Well, I will tell you, you should thank me, because for your birthday month, Artist of the Month, I almost did You God. But I did
What
not.
would we have done? What would we have done?
That would have been the fun part.
He doesn't. He has one record that I know of as a solo.
No, he's got more.
Does he?
That's the thing. You don't know because it's you.
Because it's YouGod. So, no, I kind of like your choice. So,
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
YouGod still the, as I like to say to the doctor I used to work with, he is the 9th best MC in an 8-member group.
Yep.
Told the doctor one time he was the 2nd best doctor in the entire practice. His problem was everybody else was tied for 1st.
Yeah.
So he didn't like that, and I didn't like him, so that's where we go. It's time for the one and done. The one and done came to us in 1988, the greatest year in hip-hop history.
Yes.
This record was not a reason why it was the greatest year in hip-hop history. It just happens to fall within that year.
Right.
This record has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tracks on it.
Oh, you missed a wonderful opportunity to count to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I never watched that show.
Ah.
I do not. And besides, I didn't know how many it was. And if I had known it was going to end on 10, maybe I do that. But I never watched The Electric Company.
No, that was Sesame Street.
Was that Sesame Street? I very
Yeah,
rarely
it was
watch
the-
Sesame Street, too.
Yeah, it was on a pinball.
See, I thought that was all part of The Electric Company. I guess it was Sesame Street. I didn't watch Sesame
see?
Street as a kid. I didn't. I
Or
was
see
too.
The Godfather.
Nope. I was too busy watching game shows.
Yes.
So, because for the longest time, I wanted to be a game show host.
Yes.
Anyway, this is, from what I can see, the only record for this pairing. True one and done.
I believe so, yes.
DJ KJ and MC Cooley C. Now, Cooley spelled with a K.
Of course.
Our time has come
Yes. So now
and gone.
Cooley C went on to do stuff on his own, but I believe he only did one album on his own, so he may come back around here in the near future.
DJ KJ is Keith Jones.
That makes sense.
MC Cooley C is Calvin Puckett.
Is Calvin spelled with a K?
No,
Okay.
but that's where the C
That's where the
comes
C
in.
comes from. I was just checking.
And wasn't Puckett the name of Sam on iCarly, I think?
I have no idea. I know his
Yes,
last name.
I
is
don't know
Kirby.
anything from Sesame Street, but I know iCarly. I had a daughter growing up.
I
Leave
know
me alone.
Kirby Puckett. That's it.
I do know Kirby Puckett. The late, great Kirby Puckett.
Yes.
The greatest Minnesota Twin player ever.
Yes.
Because I don't consider Paul Molitor a Minnesota Twin.
He's a
He was a
Brewer.
Milwaukee Brewer.
Yeah.
But he ended his career with the Twins. Actually, I think he ended his career with the Blue Jays. But he was a
Wade
Brewer
Boggs was a Yankee.
and a Devil Ray.
Yeah.
Remember, he wanted to go into the Hall of Fame wearing
Hall
a
of
Devil
Fame?
Rays cap
Yes.
because they were going to pay him for it.
Yep.
Johnny Game Show. I love it.
All right. So I'm gonna.
See, I think more Rod Carew as a California Angel.
I do too.
Harmon Killebrew, yes. But I was not around to see Harmon
Never
Killebrew
watched him
play.
play. Yeah.
And I seem to remember him more of as a Washington senator, if I remember correctly. But I don't know. Of all of the Twins I used to watch, it would go Kirby Puckett, Kent Herbeck,
HRBEK.
and yeah, by Val Kent, and Walter Johnson. Yes, but again, I seem to remember him more as a Washington senator. I may be wrong on that, but I think we had this conversation once. Let's get to DJ KJ and MC Cooley C. Our time has come. Track number 1. Unfortunately, John is not going to like
hold on.
this.
We have to tell everybody, in case they didn't figure out earlier, we are having some system failures today.
Yes, I mentioned that in the intro. So
Yes. So
when you listen to the show on Thursday,
you will hear music.
you will hear music. As of right now, if you're watching on the live feed, we cannot get the music to play during the live feed.
Yeah, I have no idea why, and I will hopefully have that solved before next episode. But as you are live, it's just going to be staring at the screen, and I'm the only one who's going to hear anything.
So what I would suggest you do, if you want, if you have a Spotify account, look up this record and you can listen along.
Yeah, or just wait.
Or just wait until
Until
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes.
Patrons, Wednesday night.
Yes. Track number 1. Hit me!
All right, we get nothing from Hit Me except for it sounds like a plane is going down
Yes.
in like an old movie.
Track number 2. Why me? We said that as we were getting the audio issues. Why me?
It's very, very Miami bass.
Yes.
Without the bass, though. It's it
Miami
sounded like
treble.
Luke found somebody who lived in his neighborhood and said, "Hey, you want to put out a record?"
Miami treble. Track number 3. Know You Better.
That is the obligatory slow jam for the record.
Track number 4, KJ's 808.
I'm going to bet this is the DJ cut for the record.
I'm going to say that's probably a very good good bet.
KJ's 808.
Track number 5, let's get this party started.
Oh, no.
Not bring the party back.
No. Poor Mick.
No, he deserves every ounce of scorn he gets.
If you know what I mean.
Still better than Mick Benzo. Track number 6. If you don't want to party, bring the party back.
If you don't want to party, don't listen to this record.
If you don't want to party with me, let me see just what you. They actually played that at Citi Field yesterday. Oh, and they played Gangstar too. I was very
Oh,
impressed.
nice. Bring that ass. Okay.
Okay then.
So if you don't want to party, bring that ass, I guess is where we're going.
I would think bringing the ass makes it a party.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Bring that party back.
Track number 7. What's our name? It's on the record.
It's
It's DJ KJ and MC Cooley C. I can read. Ignorant. I feel like Ice Cube in Boys in the Hood. I can read, bitch.
Hey, at the level we're at, our rhymes will only soar. I don't know
Narrator
exactly.
comes in and says, Maury Povich said the machine determined that was a lie.
Mr. Horse comes in and says,
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Number 8. Oh, this could go a multitude of ways.
Oh, if only I had some things queued up and ready to go.
Well, I'll give you a moment.
No, I'm always ready. Go ahead.
Big D.
I like Three Hard Dicks a lot.
Okay, so it's got a buttermilk biscuits voice, and I'm pretty sure that that's his D talking to him.
I'm surprised I was not an assertive woman as well.
Nah, I only had time for one. But
I do sound like a very assertive lady. I'm a woman who knows what I want.
just for you.
And how old is this?
I don't know. Do I have that one in here?
I thought you did.
I don't know. Hold on. I gotta look for that one because that's
That would be-
oh yeah, here it is.
It may sound nasty and it may sound mean, but I'm into little boys that are about 17.
Bitch, I'm Miss America. I do what I want to do.
Oh, that was a rare double. Track number 9. I like to rock and roll.
Not like Joan Jett, who loves it. He kind of likes it.
Just tepid. Yeah, a little tepid.
You passed the Titmus test.
Pass the Titmus test. I don't know if it passed the Titmus test. Last track, the title track. Our time has come.
To end our careers.
And the narrator comes in and says, and subsequently left.
Now, our time has come. Little did they know their time had not come.
Little did they know their watch was early. Like premature ejaculators, they came too quickly.
Too early.
Because of Big D. So stupid. So fucking stupid. Surprisingly enough, there's no charting action on this record, and there were no singles released from this. So DJ KJ and MC Cooley C, our time has come. Your one and done for episode
has come.
548. Yes. Get a towel. Clean it up.
I think that was a track on there somewhere.
We used to say that about the song Come on Eileen.
Yeah.
It used to be an old joke. What's grosser than grease on Olivia Newton-John? Was Come on Eileen. Record of the week time. Coming to you from your artist of the month for August of 2024. Your artist of the month we spoke about earlier this show. It is the God MC. The R. Was that the 17th letter? Was that the name of the record?
Should be.
I haven't counted. I think it's close. Your artist of the month is Rakim.
18th letter.
18th letter. 18th letter.
17 didn't sound right to me.
No, 18th letter. Rakim, the guy who Will Smith tried to sound like. That's your artist of the month for August of 2024. And your record of the week is his newest. Rakim brings you God's Network Rebirth.
Yeah, I'm wondering if his network, is the people
who are doing the heavy lifting on this?
Yeah, because he's there, and he does the production, and he does the scratches. But he's not featured on a lot of songs. I don't know. We'll listen.
Let's listen.
Indeed.
So track number 1, again, no intro on this.
Yeah.
Be Ill, featuring Rakim,
we
Corrupt,
heard this one.
and Master Killer. We have heard this one.
Yes. And I think this is the best choice of the single to lead with. Where I don't believe LL's was.
No, that LL single was a rare miss.
Yeah, it was a dud.
Track number 2, Now is the Time, featuring Rakim, BG, and Huss Kingpin, featuring Compton Menace.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
A lot of stuff going on there.
At least Rakim starts that one off too.
Mm-hmm. Track number 3, featuring Rakim, Nipsey Hussle, and Planet Asia, subtitled featuring Kobe, Louis King, Sally Green, and Snoop Dogg, because he doesn't have enough going on with the Olympics.
I know, right?
Love is the Message.
Not Love's Gonna Get You.
Nope. It's a different record.
All right.
Track number 4 featuring Rakim, 38 Special, and the late great DMX, featuring Fred the Godson and Sky Zoo, God's Playground.
I like that one.
Yeah, that one, having listened to this when you originally sent it to me, that one was better. Track number 5 featuring Rakim, King Crooked and Cannabis, again featuring Chino XL and La the Dark Man. This one's called Pendulum Swing.
I think that's supposed to be L.A. the Dark Man, but they didn't capitalize it.
No, so it should be L.A. the Dark Man.
I think.
Well, and it's rare Genius makes those kind of errors. They're
Yeah.
usually pretty good about that sort of thing. So
It's the same way here
yeah,
on Spotify, but
yeah. Oh, okay. So maybe L.A. stylizes it better.
yeah. That's probably, aside from Be Ill, that's probably my favorite track on the record.
Okay. Track number 6. Oh, it's kind of funny the guesting on this one based off of how we started the show. Rakim, Joel Ortiz featuring Tri-State and Cool G Rap.
Yeah.
On International.
All right, one more to go.
Last one, of course, 7 tracks on the record because it is the rebirth with the 7 in it.
Yep.
This one is Sign of 7 with the number 7 replacing the V, featuring Rakim, Prodigy, and X-Rated featuring Big Twins and Clifford Smith Jr., professionally known as... This is Sign of 7. And that, my friends, is your record of the week. Brought to you by your artist of the month for episode 548, God's Network, Rebirth, listed as a Rakim album.
Yes, I mean, it is, but he like does one verse on each song, but it is a Rakim album because he does everything else.
Mm-hmm. So, being that it's relatively new, they have not released any charting action for it as of yet.
What?
I think the only single so far is the first one that was out, Be Ill.
Be Ill, yeah.
I don't see where any other singles have been listed yet, but I mean, when you get Rakim, it sounds like Rakim. But there are a lot of features on the record.
You got Rakim.
Yeah. So it's not a bad record. Give it a listen. Give it a spin. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way any of that goes, but that's fine. Your record of the week, God's Network Rebirth by Rakim. Your one and done, DJ KJ and MC Cooley C. Our time has come. Yes, it had. Artist of the month is the aforementioned Rakim. Before we take our final break, we do have an old to the new to bring you.
We do.
And that old to the new is from Frack.
Who I'd never heard of.
And Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Who I am quite familiar with.
And it's called Potholes. Nothing about whether or not they're in the lawn.
No.
That's right. I muted myself.
You did.
Frack and Del the Funky Homo Sapien with Potholes, your old to the new. Brought to you by Frack, Del the Homo Sapien, and Mr. Throwback Thursday. What'd you think of it?
I like it. It's like I said, I had no idea who this dude was.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of dig the two of them together. They work very well together.
So maybe this is an old to the new to the old because it's got a little bit of both in it. Who
Could
knows?
be.
I mean, we had one of those last week, so
We did.
we get more and more of those lately. It's time to take our final break of the day. And when we come back, it will indeed be time for Bill Reed's Lyrics on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 548. Come on back.
Let me get that ready. So nobody's hearing drops. Nobody's going to hear the piano. But some of us need to have that on this end. I could probably do it and drop over here that everybody can hear. Out. Intros and fillers. Let me pull up the motherfucking piano so I have it. I really have no idea what's going on with my audio because I can hear it and it should be in the final edit, but I don't know what the fuck's going on. So sorry to all you had to sit there and stare at the Spotify screen, but how about I go down here, go over here, and I go to here. All right. Are you anywhere near prepared?
How can I be prepared? I never know what's coming.
Good. Then we're going to...
Which means we are right how we need to be.
We're right where we need to be, yeah. We're going to hit this drop, and then we'll hit the burl, and then we'll hit the disclaimer, and then we'll get into it. So let's do this with a shree. Woozy mama.
Ho! Red man in the building. I repeat, Red man is in the building. I got a PSA. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts and smoke your blunts. Right now. Right now. Because we're about to get into some convo. We're about to get into some real topics. My boy, Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursdays is in the fucking building. Jamie and Bill, y'all know the topics gotta be off the hook. You know the convo gots to be sizzling. You know it's no hold bars on what the fuck we talk about. Y'all motherfuckers owe me a blunt when y'all see me. And y'all better promote my music when it drop, cause I am a hot topic, nigga. So ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursdays.
But it starts with Bill.
I'm Bill S. Preston. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Midol for any cramps.
Most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reads Lyrics.
Hello. This is Bill Reads Lyrics. It is an educational discussion of artistic expression and creativity of modern lyricists. Bill may recite explicit or offensive language. Professional supervision is suggested for sensitive listeners. The average views and opinions within these lyrics are not necessarily those of Mr. Throwback Thursday or its hosts, and will be in the area of 160 WPMs. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, humor-heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 548. It is indeed time for Bill Reads Lyrics, the appropriately disclaimed Bill Reads Lyrics.
Yes.
And I am, as usual, not sure if I'm ready, but that's neither here nor there, so...
All right, well, let me see what I've got over here. Move that over there. Move this over here. Copy this. Go over to the private chat. And put this over here. And put that right there.
Haven't heard from this guy in a bit.
I know.
Where would you like me to go?
We're going to go quick, fast, in a hurry. So we're going to do verse 1. Morning, Captain. Sorry, I didn't see your comment.
Morning, Captain. Yes, I see him there. So verse 1 and taking it to the chorus.
Yes.
We are not including the chorus, I'm assuming?
We are not, because we are running a bit long like the D.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's... With no type of ado.
None.
Sesame Street Grover Styley, whether nearer or further, we will cue the motherfucking piano.
You got an attitude for no reason. Always mad at the world. Like a TV show on some stupid shit with all these bad-ass girls. Your specialty is hanging out. Making sure nobody fucks. When the job is done, you're on the low. You ain't nothing but a nasty slut. You don't give a fuck. I know you like to taste that nut. Put a dick on your face, then bust. Keep talking that shit. Say what I'm laying in the cut about. To raise up. You can act mad, but I'm not foul. I came on your face and got you a towel. Like a gentleman. Kissed her hand, and I'm gone. I gotta leave before her man gets home.
Great Todd Shaw.
Too short. Was her name Eileen? We talked about that earlier, didn't we?
John said, what's his name? J.D. Vance's couch is called Eileen.
Yeah, that's been disputed, by the way. It makes for a great rumor But
he also came back and apologized for his Harris comment by saying he has nothing against cats. So
yes,
that guy too.
Yeah, fuck him. My friend Jen put up a picture yesterday of a cat all dressed up, with jewels and everything on, like a princess. And it said, if a woman would rather take care of me, knowing that I shit in a box and puke on the carpet, rather than having your child, that's a you problem.
Exactly.
So, yeah, JD Vance is something. I'm not quite sure what.
No.
JD could stand for just a dick, but
Come on, son.
Who knows? Hey, I heard that. So, yeah, too short. Todd Shaw always letting you know where the bear shits in a buckwheat.
Yep. And now that you have changed from Bill to Phil,
I have indeed.
You can proceed to take us the fuck home.
Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 548, brought to you in part by the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. You find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or at deathwishcoffee.com. For your initial purchase, use the code TBT to save 12%. And then every subsequent purchase, as I fix my teeth,
yes,
if you use the code Throwback, you can save 10% off your orders at deathwishcoffee.com. Magic Mind, your secret to a sharper mind and calm energy. Use our limited offer that gets you up to 48% off your first subscription or 20% off one-time purchases with the code Throwback20 at checkout. You claim that offer at magicmind.com/Throwback20. And as you could tell earlier today, I did not have it this morning, so I had to look things up that normally I might have remembered. So it works. Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Def Rugs. Hip-hop themed rugs brought to you by, handmade, by the way, brought to you by Ruggy Fresh himself, Marshall Fox, and his business associate, the Green-Eyed Bandit, Eric Sermon. Go get yourself a Def Rug at defrugs.com. Our friend Heather Lent up at J Street in Schenectady, New York, is the proprietor of the Bittersweet Candy Company, where she makes candy and chocolate, which, by the way, I saw Oreo crispy treats yesterday that looked ridiculous. But you get those at the Bittersweet Candy Company, where she makes all of her candy and chocolate handmade, small batch, different, and delicious. Check them out on Facebook and order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code Throwback and save 10% off your order at Bittersweet Candy Company.
Yes.
Pumice T. Mendola is the proprietor of Melted Mics, where you can get hip-hop themed t-shirts. MLTDMICS.com. Get the new Damer from Do the Right Thing t-shirt. Or you can get a revamped version of the Fife Dog t-shirt, which I still have not gotten yet, but I will. MeltedMics.com. Use our code MR Throwback Thursday for 10% off your order there. Etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip hop and pop culture themed items brought to you by the Sick Twisted Mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday and his sick twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday. Go check out Etsy.com/shop/geek like you and get your shit today.
As of today, as we record, it's our 8th anniversary. I saw it on Facebook today.
Of the shop.
Starting the shop, yeah.
Man, time goes quick when we're doing fun things. Social media network for the show. Don't forget to visit us at MrThrowbackThursday.com. You leave us a voice message by clicking that microphone on there that says hit us up. You can also click on the show notes and check out anything that you want more detail about from this week's episode, including the videos that we referenced. Make sure you do that. You can also follow us on our individual socials on the artist formerly known as Twitter, currently known as X, _MR_TBT for Jamie, Bill _MR_TBT for me. That's also my Instagram and Threads handle. Jamie on Instagram, Threads, and our TikTok channel are all at MR Throwback Thursday. So go check those out. You can also like our Facebook pages, Mr. Throwback Thursday, the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, and home of the TBT Posse.
And all
go check
that,
out
and
all that shit. You can also see us and check us out every Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com and the Fresh Radio app for your phones. We are on right after the All Request Thursday. You You can also send us emails if you need to mrthrowbackthursday@gmail.com.
I will read them.
Shout-outs time. We will start our shout-outs with Gail Dunmeyer, Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn Simple Luxuries at teresalins.com, Clay Arsenault, The Shrieking Warrior, Jennifer Buchanan, Jason Heath, Jessica Walker, Shane Hatley, Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, Mr. Cranky Pants, Brian Hollenbeck, the legend, Kevin Van Buren, Rob Jeffroy, Kate Harvey, Catherine Liska, and Wanda Calamia. They get mentioned every week because...
Or more.
You want to get your name mentioned every week? Become a patron. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT or MrThrowbackThursday.com. Look for the little link that says Become a Patron. It will bring you right there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget our friends, as always. We saw her earlier this show. Check out Talking Thai on her show, What's the Word Podcast, or Brooklyn Thai NYC. She also has a webpage, BrooklynThaiNYC.com, BKLYN, abbreviated appropriately. 1980s Now, Will, Cat, and John. Bring you all the 1980s that you can handle.
Yes.
Especially for those of us who lived through them and grew up in them and
Yes.
were formed by them. Anthony Imran and Rug Boy over at the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Always an entertaining listen there. And we mentioned DJB, the hardest working turntablist in the world, on itsfreshradio.com. We are also on Wild One Radio at Wild One. That's the numeral 1, Wild number 1 radio.com. Yes. 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and all throughout the weekend. So go check us out there. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, all of that good stuff.
And share.
Go find us. Share the good word. Share the show. Share the good word. Share and share alike.
Yes.
Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands.
Wash your butt.
Watch the Olympics. And until next time, keep it classic.
And like Cool Keith said, request to have the chicken and fried rice, Chinese cat at your door on the bike.
And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.